Yes, I'm very anti-incel. Um, but on paper, I feel like one lately. Sorry, I'm wearing shades. Do you see my face?
I can see your face.
I slept at someone's house who had a cat, and I'm very allergic. Eyes like sealed shut. I'm like, I have to fucking go on camera.
Oh no.
But I decided to be good for the content, so I didn't take any allergy meds. Just fully
Hell
at
yes.
fucking chest. We
Oh
out here.
no.
Yeah, it's awesome.
This was last night.
Yep. And to the girl I've gone on 10 dates with in a row, this we didn't do anything. This is just where I ended up. She doesn't talk to me anymore anyway. So yeah, this was last night. Yeah.
But this was a girl's house you were at.
Yeah, but it's like, not to diminish anything on her end, but it's like, it's like the friend group, we were the only single ones. It's just
I'm interested in this SSRI situation. What
yeah.
SSRIs are you on?
Uh Prozac and Wellbutrin.
Okay, I was on Prozac in college, um,
Uh
and I don't remember that entire year.
really?
I think it was because I was drinking, but I'm really against SSRIs. I mean, I think I'm a little bit radical and alternative with how I approach medicine and stuff, but I think basically all of it is so bad for you.
That's interesting because I've gone back and forth with this my like a whole adult life because I've been on them since like 17. And yeah, I'm diagnosed with OCD, so like part of my brain is like, oh no, you fucking like you need these. It's not if it was just depression or something, maybe I could naturally treat it.
Yeah.
I'm at a war internally with where I stand with it. Um,
Hmm.
I don't really know the negative. Well, now I fucking am experiencing negative effects, but like it's either you take them and they don't work, and it's just whatever. So I don't see like the negative side of it. I'd be interested to know like your take on it because I would love for a reason to get off them. I think right now I'm in a position where it's like,
Well, I
oh,
can't be giving you medical advice for sure. That can't
understood,
be what
understood.
happens. But my mom is from Eastern Europe. She's very anti-modern medicine and kind of like didn't believe in like psychological conditions. Like I would tell her I was depressed and she'd be like, "No, you're not. Just be happy," you know? And I'd be like, "Fair point."
Right.
But like with stuff like OCD, like I know a lot less about that, and I'm assuming that if it impedes your life, like you need to do something about it. But from what I've heard and read, like SSRIs can lead to like dementia later on and like memory problems. And then like it's kind of, I think the problem is Western medicine, we treat symptoms, but we don't like attempt to understand the cause. So people will just take medicine and not do anything else. So it's like in my head, like everyone has fucking ADHD and takes Adderall, but like nobody is like doing like meditation or breath work or like,
Right.
like setting timers on their Instagrams for how long they can be on every day. And then they just like take pills, which are like you become reliant on, and it kind of exacerbates the problem. That's my take.
Agreed. I think the real bummer is when you do all those things and then you still have to take
Yeah.
them. It's a position I'm in. Um, Huge meditator, big believer in that. Do it every day. Try
Yeah.
to,
For how long?
I do like 10 to 20 minutes every day. Yeah. And I've been doing that probably since like 2019. It's good. It saved my life. Like truly
Like guided meditation or TM or what do you do?
yeah, I do guided. I'm a believer in guided. I don't think it like makes you a bitch if like you can't just sit there in silence. Like I think guided is fine. As long as you can focus on your breath somehow, I don't think it matters what sort of because that's the only goal, right? Like only focusing on your breath and then therefore you are able to watch your thoughts instead of like be your thoughts, et cetera, et cetera.
Do
I
you
don't
follow Joe Dispenza?
that rings a bell, but I don't know if I follow him.
He does really good guided meditations.
But
Yeah, he's like this, I don't know, kind of figure in that space about like he's all about like your if you change your beliefs, you can change the your reality around you and really about manifesting and all that stuff. He's good. You should check him out.
yeah, I fuck with that. I definitely like that. Um, yeah, no, I do Sam Harris's Waking Up,
Yeah.
which I love, and it's worth the money.
But so you're on these SSRIs and they've ruined your sex life
Yeah, seemingly, yeah.
because you're not horny or your dick doesn't work or both.
Both. Yeah, both. And I that like I haven't had that experience really because again, I've been on them in some facet for my entire adult life of having sex.
Mhm. When you
Yeah,
lost your virginity, were you on SSRIs?
no, I wasn't. No,
Okay.
it would have been like right before. I
Hmm.
was, I was 17. and it's also when I started.
And because I know everyone has this problem with SSRIs. That's like the most common side effect, it feels like.
So I brought it up with my psychiatrist, and immediately he's just like, "No, you're fine." Like he's just like, "No, you're fine." Like,
He
and
gaslit you?
yeah, like he's just like, "You're fine. Just keep doing it." That's what the Wellbutrin's for, because apparently that's supposed. So the Prozac, I think, is what affects it, and then the Wellbutrin is an SSRI that is supposed to bring the arousal back.
Uh-huh. Just chemical warfare.
But with that being said, yeah, it really hasn't been an issue. I mean, maybe others would say elsewise, but I haven't found it to be like a detrimental issue
Mhm.
until recently. And I think it's making me like I'm already not like a super fucking alpha male, and I think it's also, but it's been emasculating to the point where like yeah, I don't like it. Because I feel like it's dulled my aggression. No, aggression's like a bad. Um, I just don't feel like I'm seeking out intimacy as
Mm.
much. You know,
You're
it's
not
like
you're not like going after things and that chase makes you feel masculine. So once that's removed, you're like confused about your masculinity.
well, yeah, yeah. Because like now I mean, as long as I can, the game for me is just to capture someone's attention and interest. But like, the end game isn't necessarily sex. Where I think I mean, I think it should be honestly, but it like doesn't really feel like that anymore because I'm insecure about it as it stands today. Whether it's like premature ejaculation is probably the main part, and then that's a tough one too, right? Because okay, but that's could just be completely psychological, no chemical effects there, right? You know, and I think a lot of people struggle with that. I suppose that aren't even on SSRIs. However, yeah, now that it affects the arousal, then that's where I have a real issue with it.
Besides your therapist, do you talk to anyone else about this? Like, do you talk to your guy friends about this or no?
Yeah, but guys,
Suck.
yeah, they just I don't. I mean,
Can't talk about things.
I can't be serious. Yeah, I feel like I take pride in being able to be sarcastic, but also turn that off. My guy, like a lot of guys, just don't have the off switch, and it's like, all right, we can talk seriously for a second. And I feel like I've done a decent job of roping them in and making my guy friends more vulnerable than maybe they would be because I'll challenge them. However, that one is just tough because everything is just like, oh, fucking, me too, brother. Like we're all struggling, like
Yeah.
everyone thinks they have an issue
Well,
with.
it's interesting. It's interesting to me that you're even willing to get on a Zoom call with me and talk to me about this. Like, I feel like that is like really awesome. Like, that's like, I feel like most guys are trying to prove their alphaness and like,
Yeah,
and
I,
trying
yeah.
not to be vulnerable and the fact that you're willing to do that is really cool.
I think that's another one of my issues is being overly vulnerable too. I think that's affected my relationships. So this is very much a microcosm of
No, I think that's a good thing. I think more guys should be like that.
yeah, I think it'd be cool. It would help.
We'd have less incels.
We would have less incels. Yes, I'm very anti-incel, but on paper, I feel like one lately, but I'm not. I'm definitely not.
Oh no, you're an incel in practice.
But I'm not practicing. It's like I'm getting the negative, the negative effects of it without actually being an incel.
Right. I mean, I guess you could always ask your doctor to change your medication and
Yeah,
fuck around with it. But like, have
definitely.
you considered like taking ashwagandha or any of the like natural, like homeopathic remedies?
I haven't tried ashwagandha yet. But I take maca root, which is
Yeah.
like that's worked in the past. I
Mhm.
think the one I have currently is a dud, but
I know I actually was recently in a green room with a bunch of male comedians and they were all taking some pill that's like similar to Viagra, but it's not Viagra. And they were like, oh yeah, everyone takes this pill.
oh, because they probably have podcasts and they're huge podcast advertisers. There's like fucking like Blue Chew and like
Maybe it
and
was Blue Chew.
it was definitely Blue Chew that they're on every ad, especially for guy comedians. It was definitely that. Yeah, I have it like open in my Safari on my phone right now, like
Yeah.
100%. I haven't pulled the trigger on it, but I've used it in the past. I mean, it does fucking work.
Yeah.
Just
But
feels
I guess it's just another chemical.
another bandit. Yeah, exactly.
Does it change? Does your arousal change based on how much you like the person? Like if you're just like physically attracted, but you have no emotional connection versus like if you actually like someone.
It's yeah, honestly, it is kind of making me more wholesome to that extent because like I really do have to like them now. As of before, it could just be pure physical attraction.
How old
Maybe
are you?
I'm old now. Yeah, I was just gonna say 28.
Okay, yeah. I feel like now is the time when we start like kind of casual sex is just less interesting. You're like,
Mm.
I kind of get this game. It's not going to be that good. It's like
Yeah,
one in every 12 like casual sexual encounters is like fun for the story, but like that's it.
that's exactly what we were talking about this morning. So these girls are twins, and the ones with the fucking cat that destroyed my face. But I got to listen to their whole debrief. Like they just treated like again. I felt. I mean, talk about just like a friend zone. They were just talking about fucking exactly the way they would talk about a night out after as fucking twins. They're
Wow,
twins.
you being a fly on the wall for that, that's like really special because the girl debrief after a night out, that
Oh, it
is
was
like
incredible.
sacred territory.
It was incredible. I went through a whole range of insecurities. Um, this fucking she slept with some 6'4" hot guy, and he also had a big dick. Annoying. She was like, "Yeah, that was the biggest dick I've ever." I was like, "Okay, fucking stop." And then the girl I was with was like, "No, he was really hot. Like you, that was awesome." And she kept saying it. I was like, "Oh shit, I shouldn't throw it in." I was
Beep,
like,
I'll leave it out.
"Okay, thank you."
Did you feel emasculated?
Yes and no. I mean, I met the guy. Like, I mean, fucking idiot. Like, I usually. I mean, that could be me compensating, but no, I mean, I'm not surprised that he wasn't like the nicest or funniest guy around.
You
Like, it's
can't be you can't be over 6 feet tall and be the nicest, funniest person around as a guy. But
um,
something I notice is that girls do this, and I always wonder if it bothers guys, but like I have like a friend who in front of her boyfriend will always be like, "Oh, that celebrity's so hot. Like I would." And like it's funny because I feel like that's more acceptable for girls to do in front of their boyfriends. But if a guy was like, "Oh my God, Dua Lipa, she
oh,
could sit on
100%.
my face," the girl would be like, "What the fuck?" So I always wonder, like, I think there's some guys who genuinely don't care because it's like unattainable and they're just talking about it. But I'm
Yeah.
hearing if some guys are like, "Oh, that kind of sucks."
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's I don't yeah, I don't mind. I don't particularly mind it, except if there is a double standard, then I will voice my opinion. But basically, I mean, like to your point, casual sex, like I think I could see her like starting to have regrets. Like she came in all bright and just like, yeah, it was another experience, probably never see him again, blah blah blah. And then like slowly as we kept talking, she was just like, the fuck did I do that? Why did I do that? And
This is every girl's experience after she has casual sex with a guy. Immediately after, she's like, "Oh my God, I had sex with this guy. It was awesome." And then
yeah,
2 minutes later, she's like, "I mean, it was like fine. He did this like weird thing where he like said he didn't have a condom, but he did." And then
that's
30 minutes later, they're like, "I actually, it wasn't that good. Like, I didn't really like the sex that much." And then 3 days later, they're like, "I was."
yeah. I certainly hope that that's not the case, but basically what I learned was she said this is why I like average dick, so win. Yeah, she's like it literally hurts. She's like I'm in pain right now. I was like awesome, cool. And
Yeah,
then she said that he didn't know how to like pleasure her at all,
and they
basically.
never do.
And like he was like 30 too, and he likes think like he's this is all he does. She kept doing this, like this is all he does. She's
Yeah.
like comfortable enough to say like no, I don't like this because it wasn't her boyfriend. It's like
Guys need to take a
that
course.
either way, like if it is a one night stand, you have nothing to lose. So it's like maybe just tell him like yo, you're doing it wrong.
I
Or
know
I could also
it's
see
hard
why.
to do that. I get it.
Yeah, yeah,
You like feel bad for some reason. You like care about their feelings and you're like, wait, why?
exactly.
Listen, I think you're better off than most guys. I think like you're already more vulnerable and more self-aware than like 90% of guys I know. I think the horniness thing is probably just like a dip. And I think like even like without SSRIs, like I go through dips myself of that where I feel like a sexless robot for a few
Yeah,
months. And then
yeah,
crazy for a few months. And I think that's just like normal. And then the weather affects it and how you're feeling affects it. And I think it's just like the point is to not resist it. It's like whatever you're going through at the moment, like that's okay. That's what you're going through. You don't like it's only like things will only give you anxiety if you think they should be a different way. So if you're like, I don't feel horny right now, that's fine. It's only when you're like, and I should feel horny that the anxiety comes in, you know?
It's the should. Yeah, shoulds are the death of your mental health. Every way
So I
it's
think just like experience the dip and like in the times you would use to jerk off or hook up with some girl, read a book.
fuck yeah. I do have like so many books that I'll just start and put down. You
Go
can't.
read a book. Go read Kurt Von. I've been reading Kurt Vonnegut lately.
It's fucking nice.
Slaps every time.
Yeah. Which ones did you read?
Mother Night is my favorite Kurt Vonnegut book. Like truly, I think everyone should read it. It's about Nazi Germany, but in my head, it somehow applies to social media. And I can't explain it until you read it. But it's like the whole premise of the book is be careful who you pretend to be because you end up being who you pretend to be. So
Right.
it's, be careful of this like irony clad character you put on because that is you.
Yes.
And I think that applies to social media. But read Kurt Vonnegut. Stop. Like, who cares about jerking off?
Facts. I mean, yeah, I could do without that. It's more so like, ruining relationships piece. But yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Maybe I fucking am an incel. I've been reading Nietzsche. Like that is like pre-incel like
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, it's Nietzsche, and then it's like 48 Laws of Power.
48 Laws of Power. I love when you comment on that because I think that is a very funny thing and very
Or
true.
if you're a girl and your boyfriend is reading 48 Laws of Power, run
Yeah,
because he has a
100%.
gun under his bed.
Yeah, yeah, that's a huge fucking red flag. I hate when people even talk about that book.
Yeah, and I read Art of Seduction by the same author because I was curious.
Yep.
And I read it and I immediately felt evil. I was like, I can understand how people use this for bad.
It's strange to like commoditize like relationship like like there's those books like How to Win Friends and Influence People
Yeah.
and like, this kind of thing. It's like all right,
Mhm.
I get it, and I see the value. It's just it's weird to commoditize like
Yeah,
relationships.
it's weird to like write it down and analyze it. It's kind of like, I don't know, just exist and like observe human behavior and figure it out. People will
Yes.
turn anything into money. But anyways, I think you'll be okay. I don't think you need to stress.
I
And
think
the person you should be with is going to be someone who's going to understand that you're having a moment. Anyway.
yeah, 100%. And I think, and this is not, I think, I mean, luckily being straight, girls are very understanding already. I haven't had a like a horrible blowout over it or anything. It hasn't really ruined any relationships. Only in my eyes does it ruin things, I think. But like,
Yeah. I think be overly honest and just let go and let God.
yes, I like that.
That's my diagnosis for you. And take ashwagandha.
Ashwagandha, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Vinny from Jersey Shore had he got that tattoo? It said "Let go, let God."
Did he?
At the time, everyone was trolling him, like, "What the fuck does that mean?" But now I'm like, I think about that all the time, and I'm not even like, I don't get it.
Loki, you're a genius.
Yeah, fucking like he was the smart one the whole time.
He is. I see him at the comedy club all the time. He's a really nice guy. He does
Yeah,
stand.
he does stand up. Okay, I knew he's been like in the scene lately, but I didn't know what his involvement was. Like, I
He's
know he's car
nice.
killers.
I'm gonna ask him to show me his tattoo. That's awesome.
Do it, yeah. Fuck yeah. I wonder if he covered it up. He got shamed out, and now I'm like, dude, that was a great tat.
He was years beyond us.
Oh, 100%. I thought I was Vinny. I was like, no, I'm the
You're
sweet.
Vinny coded for sure. Yeah. Well, that's our time, but it was really nice meeting you.
Yeah, you too. You too. Thanks for
For
doing this.
joining. I
Yeah.
wish you all the best. Maybe I'll check in on you in like 2 months. We'll see.
Yeah. Check in, circle back.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, you too, Steph. Thanks.
Bye.